What is up everyone, today I'm upgrading my favorite open Great League lineup ever. Azumarill Double Ghost with a couple new Pokemon, mainly Shadow Alolan Marowak, which I do believe is a very nice upgrade over the regular one. I've been running this Azumarill Double Ghost lineup, or variations of it, for seasons now. Well, ever since Season 1 of Galarian League actually. It's where this YouTube channel started, basically. And it's always worked super well. But sadly, in recent seasons, it just hasn't been as good. And that's mainly because Alolan Marowak just keeps gaining counters. We got Trevenant now, which can beat the regular Alolan Marowak. We got Walrein, which can beat the regular Alolan Marowak. We got Registeel, which has gained Zap Cannon. And even though you're doing Fire Spins, super effective versus Registeel, Alolan Marowak loses the Zero Shield there. But Shadow Alolan Marowak fixes all of those issues. It now beats Walrein. It can beat Trevenant. It beats Registeel much harder. So I think the Shadow gives it the bump it needs to be meta again. Unfortunately, I don't have one without Frustration, so I'm actually trying it out today with Frustration and Shadow Ball. If you have Frustration TM'd away, I would definitely recommend you Elite TM to Shadow Bone and get Bone Club on it as well. That's definitely the moveset you want in this meta. But we are still going to do it, so do a lot of damage here, as we get a catch on my Tapu Fini here, which I've replaced Azumarill with. Bye-bye Tapu Fini. It's a very good catch. But yeah, even though I'm not running like the proper moveset, you can still see how much Fire Spin damage it does. Being able to farm down both the Trevenant and the Stunfisk before they get to the move, I don't think the regular would have done that, so GG. Next game, we lead into a Sableye with my Tapu Fini, which, like I said, I have replaced the Azumarill with, which is usually in the lead. I'm not sure if that's necessarily an upgrade. I think they are still very similar. I think Azumarill overall might be a little better because it's just, you know, it's Azumarill, right? It's a tank. But what I really do love about Tapu Fini is that it has a very like consistent damage output. One of the things I've never really loved about Azumarill is that it does damage in bursts, you know? It really needs those charge moves to do damage because Bubble is just a very, like, it does no damage basically. But Tapu Fini is always dealing that consistent water gun damage. And then Surf and Moonblast are just better moves than whatever Azumarill has. So I do enjoy it. And I think it worked very well on this line too. It's not as good for Sableye. Well, I wouldn't say, but Shields Up Azumarill is not good versus Sableye either. I think it's actually, I would actually prefer being Tapu Fini versus Sableye than being Azumarill versus Sableye. Even though you can't really one-shot it that quickly because you get to the Moonblast slower than you get to play rough. It's still like very consistent damage output. Look, I've done like 0 charge moves on the Sableye and it's already in the red. If I don't throw any charge moves with Azumarill on Sableye, it's still basically full health because Bubbles would have done nothing. So yeah, I do really like the Tapu Fini. Also running Shadow Sableye instead of the Purified Sableye I usually run. Honestly, I think Purified is still better. I just want to run my Shadow because I think it's very nice. The extra damage is super cool. Look at how much it does on the Skarmory. You don't see it because they top left. GG. Next match, we have Oranguru. Whilst we look at this, let's talk a little bit more about the Shadow Sableye. I do think this is the meta for it. If you have a Shadow Sableye, I think now is finally the time to run it. Firstly, because it does better versus Araquanid, because you can hit it with a super effective Power Gem. And secondly, because Araquanid has scared away a lot of the dark types. You know, Umbreon and Scrafty just aren't that common anymore. And those are 2 Pokemon you mainly wanted Return for. And without them there, you don't really need Return anymore. And you're safe to run a Sableye without it. I would have liked, I would have really liked Return for this Beware though. So yeah, this is not ideal. We led into the Oranguru and now they have a Beware. This is a super spicy team. Really, really nice to see. Also, shielded a Stomp. I thought most of these would run Payback, but apparently this one runs Stomp. And we're seeing a super spicy team from my opponent actually, with their Darmanitan here too. This thing has a super interesting moveset of like Rock Slide and Superpower. Could also have Overheat, I think. Actually, I don't think it has Superpower. I think the Ice one is Superpower. This one just has Rock Slide, Overheat, I think. So I'm gonna have to shield it up because they would definitely kill. I switch into my Alolan Marowak, expecting the Oranguru to come in and future side here. Now, this does a lot of damage actually. and I don't want the Darmanitan to farm me down. So what I do is allow this thing to do extra confusion damage. I wanted to simultaneous KO there, but I was one turn off. And that will allow the Darmanitan to get to the move. If I would have simultaneous KO'd with the Oranguru, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to water gun this down before I got to the move, but since I misplayed that, they take the win. GG. Alright, Deoxys lead isn't amazing, but I have two really good answers in the back in Sableye and Alolan Marowak. In comes our Blastoise now. This is really good for or this is not really good. Well, this is not really good for Sableye, but this is really good for me because now Alolan Marowak gets to avoid the Blastoise. I still want to try to get 2 shields if possible though, so I'm gonna shoot up 1 Hydro Cannon, then throw another Foul Play. Hopefully take another shield, because the more shields are down, the better my Shadow AWAC will be. Because I am running Shadow Ball, so if shields are up and these Shadow Balls get shielded, it's not a great spot. But if I can get them no shielded, that is amazing. And I actually take out this Blastoise. I think my opponent like kind of over farmed there, underestimated how fast Sableye would get to the foul place, and allows me to take him out. I would definitely take that. Alolan Marowak is definitely a better answer to Skarmory and Tapu Fini is, but I want to save my Alolan Marowak for the Deoxys, hence why I'm switching in Tapu Fini there. We simultaneous switch into our Pokemon here, me with Alolan Marowak, my opponent with Deoxys. Pretty good for me. I'm just going to shoot up this Thunderbolt. It's basically the hardest hitting move at this point, since I will overfarm enough here to make sure the Skarmory doesn't get to any moves. Just throw the Shadow Ball into the Deoxys, and then after that I should be able to take out the Skarm before it's able to get to a Sky Attack even. Yes, we go for the Shadow Ball, and that is another Alolan Marowak sweep. GG. Salazzle is super spicy. Fire, poison types. Gets to the Poison Fang in 2 Incinerates, which I will catch on my Sableye. Here, honestly, catching a move that debuffs your defense is maybe not ideal, because now I am switch locked with a defense drop Sableye, but I also didn't really want to take that on Tapu Fini, because Salazzle is pretty attack weighted, so the Poison Fang would have probably done like 50% of my HP, and since they are staying in with that Salazzle, I assume they're going to be weak to Tapu Fini in the back, so I really want to keep that healthy. What isn't healthy though is this opposing Sableye, which I will be able to farm down before it gets to the foul play, luckily. What is gonna come in now? Salazzle comes back in. I'm gonna throw the Surf right before it gets to another Poison Fang. It has it loaded right now. And again, I don't want to take that, so I'm gonna switch to my Marowak and catch another Poison Fang. I'm looking pretty good right now. What do they have in their back? We won't find out because they surrender. GG. Venusaur, super bad. You just want to switch to Sable here and they come into Bastiodon. Oh man, though this is kind of where I want to see it. I definitely don't want to see it aligned to my Alolan Marowak, since, well, with Bone Club, that like you can do some stuff there, but since I'm running Frustration and Shadow Ball, it is definitely not a great spot. So I'm happy to see this on my Sableye. I'll hopefully be able to take it out with Sableye or with Tapu Fini later, and then I'm hoping that Alolan Marowak will be able to sweep. This foul play doesn't do that much though. It's super unfortunate. I will be able to throw another one though. This might take a shield or take him out, preferably take him out, but no, they shoot it up. Can I get to another one? Oh, I don't think I could have. If I shielded there, I might have been able to get to another one, like barely, but they could have just shielded. I'd rather save one shield at this point and just farm down his Basti with Tapu Fini. Gonna switch instantly into my Marowak, and they go into Galarian Stunfisk. This is a matchup where Shadow Alolan Marowak is actually much better, or a little better, than the regular one, because the Fire Spins plus Shadow Bone actually knock out before it can get to Rock Slide and Earthquake. So if I had had Shadow Bone here, I might have actually been in a decent spot. Though, it would have still gotten to a Rock Slide, so it would have been quite low, and I don't think I would have been able to take out the Venusaur, but I would have definitely been in a better spot. I just want you to notice how much these Fire Spins do. Like, this is like a lot of damage. I was actually trying to get to the Frustration there, but I couldn't get it. That is quite unfortunate. But yeah, just like 4 or 5 Fire Spins brought this Venusaur into the yellow, which is super nice. I really love how much farm down potential Alolan Marowak has now with the Shadow bonus, which helps it set up for like an end game later with energy. Next game, we lead the Tapu Fini into the Swampert. Kind of an awkward matchup actually. I played one of these earlier where they baited with Hydro and then got to the Sludge Wave as well before I was able to kill them. So this time, I'm just gonna no shield, tank it on Tapu Fini. In comes the Walrein. Just gonna Moonblast here. All three of my Pokemon have a lot of play versus Walrein, but none of them are like clear matchups. So if you see a Walrein come in, it's gonna be a bit of teamwork to take it out. Just gonna shoot up this move. If it's an Icicle Spear, I'm pretty sure they can get to an Earthquake afterwards. But luckily they don't bait. And after this, I should be able to farm down. If this was a regular Alolan Marowak, they would have gotten to another Earthquake. But because of that extra Fire Spin damage, I'm able to farm it down and set up my Marowak for success here, because I will be able to fire a Shadow Ball into the Swampert, which I think will at least burn a shield here. Yes. Unfortunately, not able to get to another move. Fine. They also didn't overfarm that much, which is good news for my Tapu Fini. Don't really have to worry about a Sludge Wave incoming soon. In comes a Bomb of Snow. I bring in my Sableye. This is iffy, because if they are able to bait with a Weather Ball and then get to the energy ball, which I believe they might be able to do because of the little energy lead they got, I'm in trouble. So I'm just gonna no shoot the first one, expecting the Weather Ball bait, take it easily, and now I should be in a good spot since they are not gonna get to a third Weather Ball before my Foul Play. The Foul Play should kill him or put him in a range where Tapu Fini can farm down. There's one problem though. This Swampert might be able to farm me down now. If this Swampert farms me down, it's gonna get to the Sludge Wave. But I barely get to the Foul Play at 1 HP. We take out the Swampert, and that is a GG and a good way to end today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely get yourself a Shadow Alolan Marowak. It did work, even with frustration for me. So get yourself one, give it Shadow Bone, give it Bone Club. You won't be disappointed. Alright? Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Good luck with your battles.